Hey, what up, y'all? What up, what up, what up? I am Lou. Hopefully, y'all doing good today. Man, I'm feeling good, feeling fresh, ready to kind of make this quick video and help y'all out. Big thanks to my subscribers. I hit the 1K mark. So, hey, I mean, I know it may not seem like a lot, but it's a nice, good milestone to hit, right? Hit the 1,000 subscriber mark. So now, of course, the goal is to get 10,000 subscribers. So, if you can, give me a like, give me a subscribe, um, tell your friends to follow me, whatever, guys. I appreciate it. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started. So this video, it's gonna be a quick video, but I got one of my viewers ask pretty much about when it comes to um, joining like a directory pass and a file pass, file name. My bad, a directory pass and a file name on one of my projects. So one of my videos that I made, which is the SharePoint download files from SharePoint video, I had a section of my code where I'm taking in a argument, which is like a directory destination folder. Then ultimately it's concatenating it, like joining it to a file name, whatever you're downloading from SharePoint. Now, the way I did it, it was not optimal, right? And it makes total sense. I should have not done it that way. I did it in a way where I was kind of doing it quick and it made sense because of the OS that I'm using. But I didn't do it in a way that it's flexible for other people that are using it, like people that are using a Mac OS or a Linux, OS, right? And that's what I want to talk to now. I'll make a quick video kind of showing how to, anytime you're dealing with like joining directory paths and file names, what to do, where it could work seamlessly with Windows, Unix, again, Mac, Linux, and so on, right? And this is related to that SharePoint video, so I'm actually gonna make those changes as well on that source code that I for that video, and then I'll get that deployed to GitHub later. But let's go ahead and get started. Let me kind of show you what I'm talking about, and hopefully this should help you out. So let me show the source code where the issue occurred. This is a project that the viewer was talking about. So there's a section here where ultimately this file directory path is supposed to be the folder in your local machine joining against a file name to know where to save the file. Because ultimately this is going to, again, you could tell we're going to write data to a file, but we need to know where in the system, do we need to save it to, like which folder, directory folder, and what file name we're going to give it. So what I did here was I did a join and 2 backslashes. Now, again, this is actually a bad idea. I know better. I should not have done it this way. This works for Windows, but it does not work for Mac or Linux. And this is where I'm going to show you what I should have done. But I'm also going to update the source code so it could be corrected. And again, any future viewers, hopefully, they get the latest version of the source code off my GitHub account. But either way, this only works for Windows. So let's kind of talk about, well, what are our options, what we could do. And that's kind of where there's a package that's called passlib. So let me go ahead and get that imported in. So it's from passlib import, and in our case we're going to use one that's called PurePath. Now there's a class called Pass. Dude, I need to make a video specifically for that. It is very powerful, very useful, lot of features. Like it's one of those packages that once you're aware of it, there's no doubt you're going to utilize it a lot, right? So I'll make a whole separate video related to that. But for right now, we're going to talk about PurePath. So just to try to kind of mimic this, or we kind of see it in action, what this is doing is taking in, there's an argument here, which is argument 2 folder destination. and that's what's being put under in the join, because they're trying to join my the folder and where I want to save it to, and then of course the file name. So they just kind of try to mimic the same thing, right? I'm going to call this folder destination, and then what is the other one next to it? File name, right? So those are my two variables that I'm going to be assigning a value to. So in this case, I'm going to, again, because that's what this is, right? So when you run the script, you watch the video, you can watch the video, but the video, when you run your Python, execute your Python file, there's arguments that you will intake, right? So you could be like dynamically, you could point to different folders, save different files, and so on. In this case, it's pointing to the full path. So I have one open already. So I created this path, which is just called storage 2022. So let's just say that's where we're trying to save that's our folder destination, right? Pretty straightforward. And then for the file name, again, the file name would be just trying to mimic what's in SharePoint. It's whatever you're downloading. So let's just say whatever I'm downloading, it's called sales report 2022 CSV. They just call it that, right? Or Excel, it doesn't matter. They just call it, because I think that's what we're dealing with, Excel. All right. So just like what we're doing here, if I were to take this, because I want to be able to show you, and if I do a print, I mean, we know what we're going to get, because again, why is it not auto-completing? What the hell, guys? There it goes. So if I run this, let me go ahead and move this to the side. It gives us a concatenation, right? Here's our directory on folder where we're trying to save, then of course the file name. Pretty straightforward. So now let's go ahead and mimic this with PurePath. So again, this is included in Python, I believe 3.4 and above. So it's already part of that. Most likely you should be using any version of Python greater than that, unless you're maintaining old source code. But if you're not, there's no reason to be using anything older than 3.4. So, and it's very, very simple, man. Like, it's even easier than this. It's literally, you provide your folder, your destination, which is your folder where you want to save it to. And then of course the file name variable, and that's it. So I gotta assign it to something. So let's call it file directory path 2, right? So you kind of compare. So now we run these. Let's go ahead and run it. Let me clear this out. Let's run it again. Boom, they're identical. As you could tell, it gives us the same results. This is a lot easier in my mind, a lot cleaner. And here, and again, the benefit of this works on Mac and Linux as well. So now what we're gonna do is, let's say with Windows, we know it's backslashes. Linux and Macs, it's forward slashes. So let's say we're dealing with Linux or Windows, or I guess we could do Mac as well. It doesn't matter, but we're dealing with another Unix-like operating system, right? So, Linux will be like home, username, / let's call it code, YouTube, Python, storage. So this is kind of the way it would look if you're dealing with Linux, Mac type system, right? And then of course the file name is still the same. It's Excel. That's what we're dealing with. If I run this, what's going to happen, I know for a fact, this is going to, you know what? This would not error out. My bad. This would actually show right. But let's go ahead and run it either way. Let's run it. Boom. So look at the difference, right? If you look at the first one that we're doing, see how it has everything in / slashes, and then at the very end it has a backslash, right? Because again, it's doing what's it's hard coded to do. Add a backslash, what which is not ideal when you start switching from one OS to another OS. Now you look at the bottom one, it's all showing backslashes. Now the reason why does it show backslashes, even though the file appears forward slash, it shows backslashes because, and we are running this code on a Windows OS. It knows that it's Windows OS, and because it's a Windows OS, it's fixing it for you. It's actually applying the proper either backslash or forward slash depending on your OS. If I were to run this code in Linux or Mac, then it would all be forward slash. I mean, simple as that. But the first section is not, this is going to give you back an error. I mean, because again, it's not formatted properly. So ideally, this is the way to do it. Like, this is the way to do it. So now let's go ahead and add that to the project. So let me go ahead and just move this to the side for now. And then I'm going to have to bring that in. From pass lib import PurePath, right? So now we're going to end up replacing this guy. We don't need this guy anymore. It's going to be same variable name, but now it's going to be PurePath, and literally folder destination fn. That's it, guys. Where if am I doing this anywhere else? Nope, that's it. That's all that I needed. So this section, which in my mind, I like it. I think it's cleaner. It's more straightforward than this. Does the same thing, but it works for all operating systems. Again, Unix-like operating system, Windows operating system, it works. So this would be the solve for that. Again, now hopefully you're familiar with another package that's very beneficial. And again, this is my mistake. I should have used this for the beginning. Sometimes I'm just kind of in a rush. Old habits, right? Just kind of slap something together. But it makes sense. I should have used PurePath in this video initially, because again, I know better. A lot of people are using different operating systems nowadays. You know, Mac being a popular one as well. Like, I use Mac as well. I use all three. Linux, I have my workstation, the Linux, my streaming PC, the Windows, and then of course my when I work remote away from home is a MacBook Pro. So I use all three equipment, right? Me of all people should know better. But either way, hopefully this helps you out, gives you a little bit better understanding. I am going to be making a video about the pass lib pass class. It's very feature rich, man. It has all kinds of features that are going to make things way easier, especially when you're dealing with reading data, extracting file names that you're reading, things of that nature. It has all kinds of features in it, man. I'm a big fan of it. I'll make a video going more detailed into it. But until then, thanks for watching. Give me a follow. Give me a like. Peace.